different timeline from the books means Pennywise will visit modern America in Part 2. In the movie the timeline is linear, with the story being driven by characters who are children. There are no flashbacks into time, and the movie takes place in the present. In the book, the story focuses on the characters as adults in the 1980s, with flashbacks to the 1950s when they were children and dealing with it. Thus, one of the most noticeable differences between the novel and the movie is the decades in which they take place. The book takes place between 57 and 58, and the movie takes place in 88 and 89. This decade change is sure to help the characters seem more relatable amongst a newer generation of fans. There are a few 80s references thrown in for good measure in the 2017 film adaptation, including New Kids on the Block, Street Fighter, and Gremlins. All in all, this means that Part 2 will take place in our modern timeline, making it all the more horrifying to see Pennywise in today's world. The monsters are missing in the movie. King set the book in the 1950s, and during that decade, the movie monsters were extremely popular. The Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, the creature from the Black Lagoon, and the werewolf all play integral parts in the book. The movie monster references fit the 50s era well. However, because the 2017 movie was based in the 80s, the monsters were mostly left out. The closest we come to seeing anything like the B-movie monsters in the film is a theater marquee advertisement for A Nightmare on Elm Street, which of course is very fitting for the 80s. The racial tension was removed in the film. In the book, racial tension is prevalent, especially between Mike Hanlon's and Henry Bowers's families. The ongoing feud between these two families went on for at least one generation in the book. Henry's father, Oscar Butch Bowers, would often call William Hanlon racial slurs. He even graffitied the Hanlon house with a swastika and killed all of their chickens. Hanlon retaliated by threatening Butch with a gun, which seemed to make Bowers leave him alone. All of this was left out of the film. The slingshot weapon was changed to a bolt gun in the movie. When the Losers Club face it in the house on Newbold Street, they are armed with weapons. In the book, the kids use a slingshot with silver slugs, believing that silver would work best for killing monsters. In the movie, Mike brings a bolt gun, which is much more violent than a slingshot. Beverly Marsh becomes a damsel in distress in the film. Beverly Marsh's film portrayal was pretty accurate to her book character. She had to deal with bullies from school, which was mentioned in the novel, but seemed to go a bit more in depth in the film. She also had to deal with her creepy, perverted father in both the book and film. One of the drastic changes that the film made regarding Marsh's character was her getting kidnapped by Pennywise. In the book, Marsh was brave and never was a damsel in distress. However, in the film, she gets taken by it and needs the boys to rescue her. She even has to receive a kiss to wake up. Mike Hanlon's parents are alive in the book, but dead in the movie. In the book, Mike Hanlon learns a lot about the town of Derry from his father, who was dying from cancer. Hanlon also learns about it from his father. In the 2017 movie, you never meet Mike's father because both his parents died in a house fire. Mike lives with his grandfather on a farm, who is a hardened, tough love kind of guy. Bill Denbrough knows Georgie is dead in the book, but not in the movie. In the book, the kids get high in order to understand Pennywise. In the book, the kids get high in order to understand Pennywise. The controversial sex scene is nowhere to be found in the film. The movie is missing a weird, scary turtle that teaches them how to defeat Pennywise. The movie is missing a weird, scary turtle that teaches them how to defeat Pennywise. Patrick Huckstetter and Henry Bowers are more evil in the book. Huckstetter and Bowers are bullies in both the movie and the book. However, the book goes into much more detail about just how sadistic these two are capable of being. In the book, Huckstetter suffocates his 5-year-old brother, Avery, to death with a pillow, and is even sexually aroused by his murderous actions. He even tortures animals by starving them to death and keeps their corpses in a refrigerator at a junkyard. Huckstetter is an unlikable bully in the film, but we don't get the full picture of just how evil he can be, and he's killed off in the film fairly early. There's also an omitted sequence in the book where Huckstetter gives his friend and fellow bully Henry Bowers a handjob and offers to perform oral sex on him. At this, Bowers punches Huckstetter in the mouth. Bowers also kills Mike's dog in the book and almost kills Mike himself. All these examples of the sadistic nature of Bowers and Huckstetter were left out of the film adaptation.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.